Hi, my name is Emily, and for my first video that's on me awkwardly introducing my booktubing channel, I wanted to do a book haul because I love watching them, and I just got a bunch of books for Hanukkah, and all of these books were on a really good sale also because I went on this site called Books A Million, and there's a really good bargain section where like all the books cost like $4. And that's also the reason why you're going to see these stickers here. I'm going to peel them off afterwards eventually. Don't worry, I don't want to ruin my perfectly good new covers. But yeah, just want to explain why they were so cheap and where you could get them too, because no one should have to pay like a lot of money for books when they could get them for cheap. So the first book I got in my six books, not too shabby, is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. And this is a memoir, and my mom actually read it and loved it. She also loves to read, and she read it when it first came out, and I was too young to read it then. But now that I'm 16, I can read this book. And it's basically about this girl who grows up in poverty and how she like got out of that poverty and her whole experience with her messed up family. And it's just a really inspiring and good book because even though I wasn't supposed to read it, I did read a little of it when my mom read it. So, yeah, this is just what it looks like. Okay. For my second book, I got Burn for Burn by Jenny Hand and Sobahan. Oh, the sticker is covering up the names, but I'm sure you've all heard of this. It's pretty popular young adult book. It's basically about three girls who are not alike at all, and but all want to get revenge. So they come together to do that. Yeah, pretty solid. Now this is a book that I have read and loved. My Name is Memory by Amber Shares, and I got it because it was so cheap and I love it and I definitely wanted to own it. The only like bad thing about this is that there was supposed to be a sequel originally when Amber Shares wrote this book, which is why the book has like a cliffhanger kind of at the end. But Amber Shears didn't make as much money on this book as she did the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, so she thought, oh well, might as well not write the sequel, which is really disappointing because I really wanted to know what happened. But this is a really good book, and you should read it anyway because it's that good, and maybe if enough people read it, she'll make a sequel. So, this is basically about this boy who is aware of his life. So although everyone's reincarnated, he realizes that he is reincarnated and can remember his past lives. And every life, he falls in love with this girl, and basically he is just on a journey to like make her like fall in love with him all over again every life, and it doesn't always work out. Like in a lot of these books, every life is like they fall in love guaranteed, but not this book, and every life is very different, and you get alternate points of views from the girl and the boy, and it's really interesting because you get kind of the present look and past look. So that's fun. I originally read this on audiobook too. I'm a big audiobook reader, by the way, and it was a good audiobook. So if you're into audiobooks, I would suggest that. So yeah. Next book I also read, but good price, so obviously I'm gonna get it. Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi, and I'm got this because I want to read the sequel and the novella, but I don't remember this that well. I know the general premise, and I remember really liking it, but I need a refresher. I'm the kind of person that needs everything fresh in their mind to read a sequel, or else I won't do it, which is why I don't complete series as much as I want to when I'm really trying to work on that. Another goal of mine, one other reading goal. So basically, in this book, if you haven't heard of it before, this girl, what's her name again? Julie, I think. Juliet's touch is lethal, and her, she, at the start of this book, we find her imprisoned, but soon another guy is introduced into this book, and we don't really know what's happening in the beginning, just that there's this guy and her, and she's afraid of herself because of her lethal touch and like all that. So definitely check this out because it's a good book. And there's a really good villain in this. Like, I would say like most villains aren't as developed, just like looked at as evil, but the villain Warner in this book, he actually like has like background history. So I think if you're into villains especially, go check this book out. Okay, next book I have is Ruby Red. I don't know that much about this book. All I know is that Katie Tastic really liked it, which made me want to get it. And I know there's time traveling involved, which is always good. And I heard that like the characters are just really good in this book, like really well developed, and like a plot could be like as good as you want it to be, but if the characters aren't good, then it's not worth it. So excited to read this book. Also, it was translated. It was not originally English, and I don't think I've read many books like that were translated. So excited for that. Last book I have, which I think I'm most excited about, even though I don't know much about it, is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I think it's because I really want to read one of Libba Bray's books. I know I have not read one of Libba Bray's books. Oh my god. But I really want to read this one. Just because I know it's like in a historical setting. I don't read much historical fiction, and there's a paranormal aspect to this. Heard really good things about it. So cheap, so pretty. The only reason it was cheap is because of this little black spot, like, deal or what? So, if you want these deals, which I really recommend you getting, like, I learned about this site actually from Bookables, and I went on, and there's such a good bargain section. I would go on booksamillion.com right away. I'm gonna link it down there, and yeah. Hope you liked this video, if anyone's watching, and thanks for watching if you are. Alright, see you later. Me awkwardly going to the stop button.